How do you get caught with a girl? Army immediately excited. The Korean entertainment world is again rocked by news that has made the entire social media universe in uproar. Jungkook, the golden mean of BTS who is known for always keeping his privacy very tight, this time did not escape the public spotlight after he was reportedly caught on camera with a mysterious woman. In an instant, hashtags about Jungkook immediately dominated trending topics on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Army, as BTS fans are called, immediately reacted with a variety of emotions. Surprise, curiosity, not a few even felt jealous and worried. Who is that girl? And what exactly happened behind this moment that managed to shake the calm of the global fandom? The news comes from an anonymous social media post showing a man in a black hoodie and mask walking alongside a long-haired woman wearing a white hat in an underground parking lot in Seoul. At first glance, the man's face was barely visible, but many believe that it was Jungkook. Internet users were quick to make comparisons of body shape, gait, to small details such as tattoos on the hands that are faintly visible in the photo, and the results made many people even more convinced that the man was indeed Jungkook. In just a few hours, the photo went viral around the world. The Army in various countries immediately flooded the social media comments column with various reactions. Some tried to calm the atmosphere by saying that Jungkook has the right to have a private life, while others could not hide their shock. Some even tried to find out the identity of the woman. Some local media also began to sniff this issue, trying to confirm it to HYBE, the agency that oversees BTS. However, as always, HYBE chose silence. There was no clarification, no confirmation, as if they knew that every word that came out could cloud the atmosphere. But HYBE's silence actually made the rumors grow even wilder. Interestingly, not only because Jungkook was seen with a mysterious woman, but also because of the time of the incident. Many noticed that the moment occurred a few days after Jungkook was seen attending a private event in Seoul. There is speculation that the woman may not have been just any friend, but someone emotionally close to her. However, there are also those who argue that the woman could have been a staff member, an old friend, or even a member of her family who is not known to the public. Unfortunately, with the lack of information, the public can only speculate, and that speculation is what makes things even hotter. For Army, Jungkook is not only an idol, but also a figure who has always been considered common property. A young man who grew up before their eyes, worked hard non-stop, and always showed his sincere side to fans. So when issues like this come up, many fans feel emotional not because of jealousy, but because they know how much pressure Jungkook will feel again. Whenever rumors like this arise, Jungkook usually chooses silence, does not defend himself, does not make statements, as if to let time answer everything. But that is precisely what makes many people even more curious. What exactly does he feel behind all this? In recent days, BTS's large fanbase accounts have begun to take a cautious stance. They asked fellow soldiers not to share photos or personal information, considering Jungkook is an ordinary human being who has the right to his privacy. But on the other hand, foreign media began to cover these rumors as breaking news. Even some major portals in the United States and Japan highlighted this news with sensational headlines. The world seemed to pause for a moment just to ask, who is this woman? Amid the social media chaos, some Army members recalled Jungkook's old statement in a 2021 interview. At that time, he said in a soft tone that he wanted to be able to love someone normally like everyone else, but he knew it was almost impossible because of the spotlight that kept following him. He also once said that if one day he is really with someone, he wants to protect her as best he can, even if the world is not on his side. The phrase has now gone viral, and many have interpreted it as possible that Jungkook is really struggling to get a quiet personal life, which he has almost never had. There are also those who see the other side of this incident. Some old fans recalled how Jungkook had been known to be very close to his family, especially his mother. They suspect that the woman may be part of his family or someone with whom he has a professional, rather than romantic relationship. But whatever the truth, this event once again shows how difficult it is for a celebrity as big as Jungkook to live without being overshadowed by cameras and public assumptions. He may smile on stage, dance perfectly, greet Army with sincerity, but behind it all, he is still a human being who is tired, needs love, and wants to live like everyone else. Meanwhile, some netizens tried to look for signs on Jungkook's social media activity. They noticed that Jungkook had been inactive on Weverse for a few days before this rumor surfaced. Was it a coincidence or a sign that he was trying to avoid public attention? No one knows for sure. But from his track record so far, Jungkook has always responded to issues with extraordinary calmness. He never used harsh words, never blamed anyone, and instead preferred to distract himself by working harder, writing songs, or interacting with the army in a softer way. Now the spotlight is not only on the mysterious woman, but also on how Jungkook will respond to this situation. Will he remain silent as usual? Or maybe this time he will speak directly to the army to calm them down. One thing is for sure, no matter what happens, the army's love for Jungkook doesn't seem to fade away. Many fans wrote messages of support with soothing phrases, such as "Jungkook, you deserve to be happy. An army will always be by your side, whoever you are with." Perhaps this is the price of global fame. Every step, every shadow, every gaze can be big news. But behind all this excitement, there is a human side that cannot be ignored. Jungkook is just a young man who during his life gave everything for the stage, music, and fans. And if this time he is really with someone, perhaps what is needed is not judgment but understanding. Because behind the camera and the glitter of the entertainment world, Jungkook is still Jungkook. A man who is learning to love in a world that often makes no room for it. News of Jungkook's relationship with the mysterious woman grew. The media began vying for the missing piece of the puzzle. As if the world no longer cares about one's privacy, Jungkook's every move seems to be dissected down to the smallest detail. What car he was riding in that evening, what brand of jacket he was wearing, even a bracelet on his left hand were the subject of analysis on fan forums. All things turned into a matter of endless speculation. However, amid the hustle and bustle, one thing is increasingly clear: Jungkook is facing a huge storm of attention, and this time not because of his music, but because of his personal life. That night, after the photos went viral, some fans admitted to feeling heartbroken. Not because Jungkook was with other women, but because they knew he would be attacked with malicious comments. And sure enough, some anonymous accounts started attacking Jungkook with negative comments, accusing him of not being as sincere as he used to be, or even spreading hatred for the women he was with. But on the other hand, many armies actually appear as protective shields, making the hashtag #ProtectJungkook trending around the world. They are trying to stop the spread of those private photos and ask the public to respect the privacy of his idol. One of the most touching moments came from a Korean army senior who wrote a long message in the fan community. He wrote, "Jungkook has given us everything: music, laughter, even tears. It's time we give him space to be human. If he's happy, we should be happy too."